package this morning, federal government states commitment to realization of Ibom Deep Seaport project. State government signs memorandum of understanding with private developer for construction of industrial park. Also in this package, foreign airlines told to work with government to deliver safer aviation sector. Details of these and other stories in a moment. Thanks for joining us on the news. I am Samuel Godofia. Happy Sunday. The federal government has demonstrated its commitment to the realization of the Ibom Deep Seaport project with the provision of 1 billion naira for its takeoff. This was disclosed by the acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, while addressing a town hall meeting in Uyo. Colonel Edemafreti was there.
Professor Yemi Osinbajo said aside the provision of the 1 billion in the 2017 budget for the development of the Deep Sea Port project, it was interested in its realization. The acting president was responding to the chronicle of requests made by various speakers representing interest groups in the state and the Niger Delta region, said the development of the state occupies a strategic place in the development of the country. He advocated functional partnership between the state and the federal government to establish for the state to become a technological hub. Professor Osinbajo will urge the people to give the administration the needed cooperation to put things in place. He said his decision concerning the state to include making a special development center. This will also include accommodation of more youth from the state in the amnesty program, which is to be facilitated by the Ministry of Petroleum Resources in conjunction with the Amnesty Office. He spoke on plans to set up modular refineries and power stations to enable the oil-producing communities to enjoy the benefit derived from their resources, stressing that the government was working out incentives to better the loss of the oil-producing communities. He directed the Ministry of Petroleum Resources to meet with the multinational companies in the oil sector, not just on relocating their headquarters to their operational bases, but to ensure that the areas are taken along to ensure peace.
The federal government itself has begun a partnership with the oil-producing states, local governments, oil companies, private sector and civil society organizations for the rapid development of all our oil-producing communities. We must treat oil and the oil-producing communities as special development areas, focusing in particular on how to ensure that the people see the benefits of the wealth of the land. The people.
Speaking earlier, the governor of the state, Mr. Udom Gabriel Emmanuel, said the state as a major oil producer in the country needed to be accorded more attention by the federal government than it is enjoying now. The large turnout of the meeting was indicative that the people wants to move forward. The governor, who regretted the neglect of industries in the state, which include Ascon Ikorabasi and the newsprint manufacturing company Kuibuku by the federal government, said the state needed to be encouraged by resolving the ownership issue about them to put them back to use. Mr. Udom Emmanuel would describe the acting president as a brother, a leader, and a developmental partner. Appealed to the federal government to partner the state to establish oil and gas logistics center, allocation of oil and gas block to the state or its indigenes, support for its youth through inclusion of youth in the amnesty project, and support for the deep sea port.
I mentioned that from Ascon alone you can create 7 profit centers, massive infrastructure, excellent projects. Why should we allow such a project to die? And meanwhile, Akwa Ibom State has a gas processing plant with gas pipelines led close to Ascon. It doesn't take us much if gas was the problem.
Others who spoke at the town hall meeting include the seated minority leader, Senator Godswill Akpabio, who represented those in the National Assembly, the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Barrister Noftiok Luke, and the Chairman of the State Council of Chief, Obong Eviong Achanga.
It is important to note that none of our children is currently benefiting from most of the main oil parastatals in the country. We are yet to produce one non-executive director in NNPC since 1960. we are yet to have even a graduate employed in PTDF. I'm at Abuja now, so I go round. Your Excellency, on the area that borders us as a people, one, we have not had our take-off grant for the University of Uyo, the Federal University, paid. And that should form part of what we should take into consideration, because it will surely help us to be able to provide infrastructure in those institutions that we have.
I also appeal to the federal government that as we are here now, effective today, there should be a provision for the Niger Delta Region Development Plan for all the Niger Delta states. So we'll be able to at least ease our problems, handle it with care, develop our district. Because the oil money comes from the Niger Delta. We have a right and not a privilege. Your Excellency, please consider our plight.
The meeting was part of the federal government ongoing effort to interact with stakeholders in the Niger Delta region to find lasting solutions to lingering crises in the area.
The state government has signed a memorandum of understanding with a private developer, 3W Alliance Limited, for the construction of an industrial park along the state's coastal area and a jetty at Ikorabasi. The event took place at the conference room of the governor's office. A Government House Bureau Chief Connell reports.
The ceremony had the Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice, Barrister Umadi Monwoko, the Commissioner for Investment, Trade and Industry, Professor Enoipe, the Chairman, Technical Committee on Foreign Direct Investment, Mr. Gabriel Upe, and the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Technical Matters and Due Process, Elder Ofodebong, signing on behalf of the state government, while the Chairman of the 3W Alliance Limited, Alhaji Umaru Mutalab, signed for the team of developers. The 3W Alliance team included as partners Impressive Bokolori, Luxing Group, Nearby Port of China, and Eminence Oil and Chemicals. Others are Heritage Bank, New Insurance, and Pan-African Capital.
Sign, seal, deliver. Please put
Governor Udumi Mayol said his administration was committed to the actualization of the industrial park and jetty, given its importance to the state. The governor, who wished that the project takes off within the next 2 weeks, said conscious that a lot contributes to the success of businesses, he was ready to do all that is possible to ensure that the execution of the project is not hindered in any way. Government, he said, was already putting in place infrastructure such as roads in the area. Mr. Doyimayel, who said the project is structured to survive no matter who heads the government, assured 3W Alliance and its partners that he has already met with the host communities.
Before the was born, the whole water, the whole coastal line had been there. That's only $1 or $1 to million. So today we want to turn that to become wealth. I think we deserve all the cooperation of the community and the entire state. We know businesses exist in perpetuity. So we structure those transactions that once we leave here, the business will be independent of whoever is in government. And I can reassure you, we'll be really practical also as government to render you all the support that you need.
The chairman of 3W Alliance, Alhaji Umaru Mutalab, said he was in the governor's office to sign the memorandum of understanding for the execution of the industrial park and jetty, which he observed is the life wire of the state given its importance. Alhaji Mutalab, who is a former Minister of Economic Development, assured that his group would commence work as soon as possible.
So for me and for a number of us, I think it's a very important project that we look forward to the immediate commencement of this very, very important project. And we should do our level best to speed up the execution of this very, very important project.
Colonel Adam FVP reporting.
Political stakeholders in Ibas Western local government area have risen in unison to endorse Udom Emmanuel for second term. The endorsement was a fallout of a meeting of the stakeholders where a former member of the State House of Assembly, Elder Edwok, moved a motion to that effect. seconded by the current representative in the House, Mr. Anyekan Uko. The story.
The action, according to the people, was taken after a thorough review of the governor's achievements, which they have noted brought democratic dividends to the state in the last 21 months. They listed the construction of roads, human capital development, youth empowerment, industrialization, agricultural revolution, and security among achievements of the governors. The stakeholders maintain that Governor Udom Emmanuel has the interests of people at heart and should be supported to govern for 8 years to make for justice and equity. They thank the governor for carrying the people of Ibesikpa Asutan along in his administration through appointment of indigents of the area into positions of responsibility. Current, among which the appointment of Mr. Nsikak Linus Nkan as Commissioner for Finance and Elder Effiong Essien as Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Work.
For the short time I've been as your chairman, because of friend Irami or get here. Moon no would no boy Parawa. Ida for them 2019. You don't do.
Thank you, involve everybody, especially the family of PDP. In the Bagan, I was with the shooting. This started listening among both of the getting water, Leon appellation or our phone. No was a question of our inputs, and I'm with clear conscience.
The Commissioner for Finance, Mr. Nkan, thanked the stakeholder for honoring his invitation, saying that the large turnout was an affirmation that there was political peace in Ibesikpa Asutan local government area. Mr. Nkan called on his people to close ranks, forge a formidable front to further push the PDP to the hooks and crowning of the area, and to support Governor Udom Emmanuel to actualize his plans for the state.
I want to be an instrument of peace, an instrument of unity, an instrument of reuniting or uniting the politics of Ibesikpa Asutan. And that's all. Udom Meru. Do you understand? I don't need another terrible. Ya unite, even in Memiri Ibesikpa Asutan. So that
the political leader and immediate past Commissioner for Lands and Town Planning, Prince Uwemi Taituk, a member representing Ibesikpa Asutan State Constituency in the House of Assembly, Mr. Anyekan Uko, spoke on the need to work together to support Governor Udom Emmanuel beyond 2019.
So the issue of election, I do a done deal. If it's supposed to be a candidate, they will get Udom Emmanuel in 2019.
He joined hands now winning the election. In Amno, chairman or commissioner, my executive for may return. You know, the sum total of our collective effort can you see
others who spoke at the meeting were the chairman of Ibesikpa Asutan Local Government Transition Committee, Barrister Ukana Udofia, the PDP State Assistant Organizing Secretary Obong Etum Ubum, Obong T.O. Apan, Elder Okon Edet Ofyong, and Eyageno Etubudo. The 6-man reconciliatory committee, headed by the two-term House of Assembly member Obong T.O. Apan, was constituted. Abasiono Alex reporting.
Let's take a short break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Go stop Lassa fever. Now everybody go put hands together to stop Lassa fever. We don't hear once more to say Lassa fever don't use sanitize resolve it for some part of this country then. But the Federal Ministry of Health say make you no panic. Now so they clean our house all the time. We chase rats come out, and if rats don't mood for our house, Lassa fever don't come out be that. Lassa fever get two symptoms. One are early stage, go to bring fever, sore throat, vomiting, diarrhea, joint pain. The second stage in our bonge, now they cause bleeding from the nose, eyes, spectrum. It go even the make blood to the commode from private part, even cause swelling genital. Wait, we stop to the shop rat. Anyway, we rat we enter enter our house, make we block her. Don't forget, say, the vision of the universal health coverage. That is to say, everybody they can say, our God President, one want everybody, make we stand with the guy. Yama no good for us, so if you invite her, swear where they come up from person, we get a fever. He transfer the disease from one person to another. If you suspect any fever, we don't treat it with better medicine and you don't go quick, or you suspect any person will get a fever. Make you go any health facility where they near you. Last time on go, how of now go give a red card.
The Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Dr. Glory Edet, has stressed the need for youths to show respect and to care for their parents and the elderly as a way of boosting family and social bonds. The Commissioner was speaking when she met with the elderly under the aegis of Akwa Ibom Elderly Citizens Assembly, AKICA, who visited her in her office. The report is here.
Elderly should always be given preference, respect, and cared for to enable them live longer and remain productive. Dr. Edet enjoined all not to relent in their roles of inculcating positive behavioral approach while addressing issues that concern elder and call for love, encouragement, and constant support for them. Elder, she stated, also have a role to play through their prayers and admonition and encourage them to support His Excellency.
Now about the able to see all fingers are not equal. But at least now I see a dodo, a saying 1 year. I know you know the now. I don't say anyone I don't find anyone supposed to do the same. It's a good thing. And the tempo I also appeal. A man you know the them, not take care of the tempo you may come on. Elderly people generally. At the same time you appeal. And you look for elderly people. Instead of causing their children, they actually bless their children.
The National President of Akwa Ibom Elderly Citizens Assembly, Obong Imemobong Essien, said the group is made up of elderly from 60 years and above, with the aim of coming together to share their wealth of experience and provide input and guidance in the development of the state. The Assembly itself will soon mark our first public presentation to create more awareness on the aims and objectives of the organization. The National President expressed delight that the state is moving beyond ethnicity and division, said the forum is poised to embrace the policies and programs of Governor Odobe Emmanuel, which are intended to register tangible footprints of quality services delivery to Akwa Ibom people.
Commissioner, I give you a register. I don't need negative register, you negative video, okay, the minister down for under your right peculiar portfolio. We didn't know. They would get going for the public presentation of America at the same year.
Women married to lecturers of the University of Uyo and female lecturers under the aegis of University of Uyo Women Association have embarked on a Keep Fit exercise tagged Jogging for Better Service. The exercise, which was facilitated by the President of the Association and wife of the Vice Chancellor of the University, Mrs. Rosalind Essien, took place at the town campus of the university.
Members of the University of Uyo Women Association jogged around the university community, moved through Ipa Road, Ikorepene Road, and Ibom Plaza, then back to the university campus. The Keep Fit exercise featured jogging and aerobics.
We count 1, go 2, 3, go 4.
Addressing the participants at the end of the exercise, the Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Enefiel Essien, described the outing as a way to keep fit. Professor Essien, who was represented by a Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Nyangudofort, congratulated the leadership of the association to embark on the exercise to promote healthy living and enhance productivity. The Vice Chancellor stressed the need for the women to also practice at home, saying that the university sees sports as a tool to reorient and mobilize the people for healthy living and coexistence.
I agree that this is a very good way to keep fit, and it will help the university to work harder. So I want to encourage you to do it very often.
The president of the University Women Association, Mrs. Roslyn Essien, thanked the women for taking part in the exercise, which she noted will help them to become medically and physically fit to improve on their job performance. Mrs. Essien encouraged the women to take advantage of the exercise to promote their physical well-being and commended the university authorities for accepting the organization of the exercise on quarterly basis.
And if we don't spell it out, there is no way we can be physically fit. So I advise all of us to always take time to jog in our houses, to do some domestic work so that we can be physically fit. If we are physically fit, we will be mentally fit. If we exercise, we shake up our fat and we do away with diabetes.
The exercise featured health talk, which centered on diabetes mellitus, delivered by Dr. Nobong Yupang of the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital, while Mr. Henry Morrison of the Physical and Health Education of the university urged people to create time to exercise. Some of the participants bared their minds.
I really want to thank God that it's been possible and my experience has been wonderful.
So the exercise is very good, at least for the control of weight.
Keep my body fit, that I can do whatever I have to do. It gives me stamina to work. So exercise is a very good thing to do.
Etienne Oibanga reporting.
Now from our national and international news, Acting President Yemi Osinbajo pleads with foreign airlines to work with government as it moves to deliver safer aviation sector. Also, White House set to host German Chancellor Angela Merkel on 14th of March. Stay tuned for these and other reports.
Acting President Yemi Osinbajo is pleading with foreign airlines operating in the country to make use of the Kaduna Airport during the 6 weeks of closure of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. Professor Osinbajo made the plea in Kaduna after his assessment of the Kaduna Airport. He urged airlines to be patient and be ready to work with the Nigerian government as it seeks to deliver a safe and secure aviation sector. The federal government had earlier this year announced plans to close the Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport from March 8th for 6 weeks to repair its runways. In further moves to strengthen the value of the Naira, the Central Bank of Nigeria this weekend released over $350 million into the foreign exchange market. The Apex Bank had earlier released $180 million into the forex market to solve demands for school fees, medicals, personal travel allowance, and businesses. According to the Acting Director of CBN's Corporate Communications, Mr. Isaac Okafor, the Apex Bank is determined to continuously make Forex available to all genuine customers through their banks. On the foreign scene, United States President Donald Trump and German Chancellor Angela Merkel are planning to hold their first meeting come March 14 at the White House. White House Deputy Spokeswoman Sarah Sanders confirmed the date of the meeting and said a joint press conference was likely. In their first telephone conversation after Trump's presidential win, Merkel told the U.S. leader that any cooperation must be on the basis of the values of democracy, freedom, respect for the rule of law, and human dignity. She has also criticized Trump's immigration ban orders. Trump, in turn, has been a critic of Merkel's liberal refugee policy.
Now to end the news, the top stories. The federal government has stated its commitment to the realization of the Ibom Deep Sea Port project. The acting president, Yemi Osinbajo, stated this when he visited the state. Also, the state government has signed a memorandum of understanding with the private developer for the construction of industrial parks along the Akwa Ibom coastlines. That's our package this morning. You can also watch AKBC TV News online by logging on to akbconline.org or follow us on Twitter at AKBC45Radio or on Facebook at AKBC Channel 45. Thanks for watching and have a great Sunday.